we still there? Yeah, I think so. Here we go. So just while we are waiting for the hypothetical room to fill up, Bethany J, what's up? How you doing? You can pretty much guarantee, and how you doing? Pretty much guarantee that this is going to trigger the runners amongst us. This is going to trigger people, but you know, it is what it is. I speak of the truth. So if you are watching this right now, give me a little love. Apparently, somebody said that the love, if you give the love emoji, it increases the amount of people that see it, whereas the like emoji doesn't really do a lot. Lynn, I just spat out then. I messaged you the other day and you ignored me. It's not very nice, is it? I'm saying hello. Cool. So like I said, this is probably going to trigger a lot of people, but it's also going to make people go, that makes fucking hell, that's a lot of love. Mike, how are you, brother? We're going to be talking about the magical, mythical fat burning zone and why it's very misleading and why it's a load of rubbish. I at least swore then, but my kids are next door and they would have heard me, and that's not what I do. So, let's kick it off. The magical, mythical fat burning zone. You've probably seen it on exercise equipment in the gym. I'm in the fat burning zone. I'm doing low intensity work. So yeah, it's true. It's whilst you are working at a low intensity, you are using fat for fuel. But please do not get confused. Using fat for fuel simply means, all right, Lynn, calm down, love. Burning fat for fuel simply means that you are oxidizing fatty acids. It doesn't mean your love handles. It doesn't mean your bingo wings. Very little fat, wobbly, bingo, very little of that is actually used to fuel your exercise. And this brings me on to the point. I'm in a very lucky situation. Lindsay, what's happening? I'm in a very, very lucky situation where I talk to lots of people all around the world. The way that the world is right now, the gyms are closed, everybody's going out running. Everybody's confused why they are running 2 or 3 times a week and they are not losing weight. I don't get it. Why? This is something I hear on consultations. How come? What are you doing right now to lose weight? Well, I've started running, but nothing's happening. I'm actually getting a little bit heavier. And this is very, very common. And it goes back to what I've just been saying about the fat burning zone. So if we look at it physiologically, running, depending on the intensity, yes, is using fat for fuel. It is. There's nothing we could do about it. Primarily fat. We're never burning one source of fuel. We're always burning creatine, carbohydrates, or fat. It just depends on where the intensity is to how much of each fuel source we're using. So we never burn just fat on its own. We combine that by the fact, depending on how much body fat you've got, depending on how long you've been running for, how experienced and how fit you are, will determine the intensity that you are running. If you are absolutely hanging out of your arse, if you are a fairly inexperienced runner and you're just out the gates and you're just bolting down the road, the intensity is that high that you're using mainly carbohydrates. So you're not even burning any fat, intramuscular triglycerides, wobbly bits, bingo wings, anything. So if we look at the physiological aspect, on an acute level, as in I went for a run for 5 miles this morning, I didn't burn fat. I oxidized fat for fuel, I didn't burn body fat. I was at a low intensity. If I was belting it, if I was going for a PB, I would be moving way into the carbohydrate zone. The intensity will be high enough, but I'm still not burning fat. So we've got the physiological, Then we've got the emotional, the mental. I can't think of the right word. Picture the scene. You've just been for a run. You've just absolutely bollocksed yourself for 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 10 mile, who knows. Number one, you're not burning fat for fuel. Number two, you've not burned anywhere near the energy that your watch is telling you to. However, we are in a society which deems that we need to be rewarded. Your efforts should be rewarded. So what do? You go you come in from the rain like I did this morning. You're like this. You're feeling really, really good. So you believe that you deserve a big fuck off breakfast. That big, massive breakfast is going to completely and utterly wipe out any energy deficit that you had from running. And that is why running is pretty rubbish when it comes to weight loss. It's the behaviors and the associations with training that lull you into a false sense of security that you have actually done way more than you actually have. So you come in and you have a fry up. You are in the belief that you have just done a run and you need to, I need to refuel now. I need to refuel. I've just done my 5K and I need to refuel. So you eat more than you expended. Does that make sense? David Price, what's happening? Mr. Rickson, what's happening? Stefan, Wayne, Graham. Does anybody have... oh, good, looking good. I love listening to your advice. Oh, that's nice. I like giving it. Lizzie, what's up? Does anybody who is on the line have any questions about what I've just said? Does what I've just said make you go, no, I've been trying to lose weight and I've been running and I've been doing this and I've been doing that, and is now, does it all become clear? Now, can you recognize the behaviors that I've just been talking about? You go for a run. You come home, you believe you've done more than you have. You believe you deserve a reward. So straight away, you dive into the biscuits. Straight away, you have a fry up. Straight away, you have a load of toast because you deserve that. You think you deserve it. You think you need to refuel and you think you've expended 100,000 calories on a run. Does that make sense? Does that help? Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any points? Does anybody have anything at all that they would like to say before I get off? Hopefully what I've just said then is going to make you go, yeah, he's right. I think he knows a bit. Because I do. We know if you are looking to improve your... My man, how you doing, brother? If you are looking to improve your situation and you are looking to lose a little bit of body fat and you are not paying any attention to your consumption, it's pretty futile. We know that exercise alone is a pretty bad method for losing fat. And like I said in my post this morning, the way that you look and feel is dictating your daily actions. Your daily actions being, I need to suck my gut in. So you start breathing all up here, okay, which makes you stressed out. It stimulates the fight or flight. So you spend the entire day breathing up here, short, shallow breaths where we should be breathing through the belly, increasing your stress. So it's a vicious circle. You're stressed out. You don't like the way you look. You don't like the way you feel. You try and hide the way that you look and you feel by adjusting your physiology. Adjusting your physiology increases your stress level. Increasing your stress level impacts your perception on various situations and makes your reaction outweigh what actually happened. Which means you're a bad boss. You shout at your staff for no reason. You row with your wife and you row with your kids, all because you're breathing up here and you're all stressed out. Does that make sense? Hopefully it helps, dudes. Hopefully the kind of the aim of what I do is to make you think. It's to make you associate what I'm saying with your own lives. That's an amazing point. Breath work is so important. Lots of people don't breathe properly when running. Lots of people don't breathe properly full stop. Everybody breathe. The chest and the shoulders, they're not respiratory muscles. They're not designed. You know, you look at kids up to about 5 years old. They're breathing in the belly. You look at animals, the rib cage is expanding and contracting, expanding and contracting. Once we get lazy, once we get to like 6 or 7, it's easier to kind of breathe up here. We start using the chest and the shoulders to operate the lungs. Which is no surprise where people have shoulder issues, neck issues, back issues, because you're breathing like that. You know, you think about it, if someone jumps out on you, or if you panic, if you get a little fright, your first thing you do is you take a breath. That's a panic breath. So if you're breathing like that all day, that's obviously a little bit exaggerated. If you're breathing like that all day, or every day, every week, every month, every year, your diaphragm gets lazy and you can't diaphragmatic breathe anymore. How have we gone from talking about the fat burning zone to diaphragmatic breathing and the chest and the shoulders not being respiratory muscles? That's what I like. I like going off on tangents. Right, listen, I'm going to skedaddle. If you're watching this and you like what I say, the very least you could do is hit it with a heart. If you're watching this and it makes you a little smidge uncomfortable and you want to move, you want me to help you move, shoot me a message. I've got some free spots. Let's catch up. Let's see what we can do. Enjoy the rest of your day.